said 53 minutes ago, this third generation Gravitons POAP, and this is like the official certificate that we give from the Graviton trainings. The Graviton trainings are an educational offering and a training to foster competences to become agents of transformation from themselves and the communities they participate in. So this POAP is a closed POAP, a closed distribution POAP. It's not being claimed or able to claim by everyone. The people who can claim this POAP is the people who attended at least 6 of the sessions of our Graviton training. So here we have the assistance of the people, and we had 26 people who successfully claimed at least 6 of our POAPs of the sessions. So we had individual POAPs for each session, and this is like the certificate. The artwork was made by Anna. So it's like a light bulb, and it's like blooming also from ideas, and it also has like a real cool like pixelated like
I love it.
lettering.
Some nature magic happening in the bulb. I love it. But when do you do the trainings? Are there designated times each
Yeah,
week or?
yeah, we do them twice a year. So we just finished the first one like a month or so ago, and the the next one will start around in November. So we like advertise them like a month before, and we invite people to join, and we create a lot of expectation. And we have had now three generations. So we have done 3 trainings. It means we have given at least 30 sessions. That's amazing, and I feel really proud about that, because the educational thing is one of the things that I like a lot. And not only like providing the service of conflict management that we do, but also teaching and education is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing. And is Gravity its own DAO as well? Or
Yes. Well, we don't have a token yet, but we are planning to launch a token. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Everyone. I'm
And
good. How are you doing?
we're good. We are very excited that we are minting this third generation of Gravitons POAP, and I was saying that you made this beautiful artwork, so it's an amazing POAP, and that this POAP is for closed distribution to the people who attended at least 6 of the sessions of our Graviton training.
Yeah, thanks a lot for mentioning me. Yay.
Yeah, it was a really cool artwork. And the thing is that the POAP is distributed to the people, but they have to claim it. So we still have to like share this message for people to claim them. So if you have participated in at least 6 of the sessions of the Graviton training, you can claim this POAP. Hello, Irene, how are you? Hello, Durgadas. How are you?
Hi there.
Well, Irene, you can open your mic at any time to say hello, and how are you arriving to this call? Um, we were talking about this third generation of Gravitons POAP, and that this is a closed distribution. There's only 26 of these POAPs, and it's for the people who assisted at least to 6 of the sessions of our Graviton training. You can access to this link in this Twitter, but I will also share it in the chat of this call, so that you can claim it if you assisted to at least 6 of the sessions of the Graviton training. Well, that on that side. So please feel free to claim. Also, on other things, we are continuing doing our survey. So if you haven't filled our survey, please do it. I will also share it. It's about mental health on the Web3 space, and it would give you and it would give us really good information for a further analysis in the future. There are other two things I wanted to say. I was invited to give a Refi Bootcamp talk. It was added to the Gravity calendar, but it was supposed to be in August. It's going to be in September. We are also planning an event about welfare at work at Web3 in Aragon. We are still thinking that maybe it would be the 14th or the 15th of September, because the first week of September, a lot of people will be coming back from vacations. And we are also planning an event with Contessa to talk about conflict management for Odyssey DAO. In this one, I wanted to invite Bianca and Durgadas if you want to participate in this event. I actually took the liberty to tell Contessa that she can invite us, and it would be like we have this artwork for the Odyssey DAO. It's always the thing that we have to continue carrying this message to other people, and not only like stay with what we have, but we have to work out loud. So that's a new community that I don't know anyone from the Odyssey DAO community. So it's cool just to have a presence there. Bianca, I know that you had some topics on the agenda. Would you like to talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Let me.
I was just wondering if you had a Discord link for the Odyssey DAO that you could put in.
We'll share.
I'll try to share my screen. So last Monday, we had the research call, and Durgadas was an amazing helper, and he created this graphic, and he taught me it's not an infographic. So we have in different size now, this big one, and yeah, so we have it like for different size now to put on like different things. So now we can share the survey using pictures, so it's more like visual now, and I think it makes people more interested on, because we launched the survey on the 5th, and until then we only had 10 people answered. So since yesterday we had 8 more people, so it was like a huge thing just to have the picture. So thanks again, Durgadas, to put this work in for us. And also we have the mental health. Let me share the calendar. The mental health event happening tomorrow is scheduling for tomorrow, but because things were being slow this past month, it wasn't really in a loop. So we are thinking about doing it next Tuesday, so we have more time to share with people, invite people to come in. So I want to see with you guys, what do you think about doing it and just putting it to next Tuesday? Oh, maybe here. Or we can do it earlier too. What do you think? If it's a good time, because here will be like the same time it was the training before. If you agree with it.
I like the time on Tuesdays, but I also agree that maybe next week, um, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of people in this server because I know there's a lot of people, at least from the stewards, that took vacation. And I don't know if maybe, yeah, moving it to September would be better.
Okay, so we move to like 1 week to September to like the 1st. 1 week from.
Well, maybe the 1st of September would be a good idea. Hello, Araujo, how are you?
Hello to everyone. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Sorry about entering too late, but sometimes happens.
Welcome, Araujo. I was just trying to like keep on doing it like at least once a month, but it's fine too if we do it in the 1st, I guess. Because we were having it every last Thursday of the month. So yeah, maybe we just change it for the 1st then, and we start sharing. Oops. No, this is not what I want to do. Okay, anyways, I can correct this later. But yeah, I think the other topic I wanna to talk is that on the psychology research about mental health, we want to create an app after the survey is done. So right now in the survey we have 18 people that answered the survey. We want to create a tool, so it will probably be an app. That's the idea that we have. We have the idea of creating this app so people would come and share about their feelings, about how they are doing in that week. They can also talk to a psychologist. They can have group therapy, individual therapy, and they can explore their body system. They can get a visual of their patterns and express their emotions and all that. So we want to create that tool. And we understand we need to get funds for that tool. So because of that, we were thinking about creating a grant on Gitcoin. So we wanted to apply for this next round on Gitcoin. So Anna and I, we were thinking about doing that. So we want to present to you our idea and see what you think about it. And if you think that's a good idea to do it, and like the feedbacks that you have on it. And this, yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I think all these complements what we are doing, and I also think that it's good for the projects to have like their own like backup um, like resource, and having the Gitcoin grant, it's really cool. It will help you maybe to pay some platform, maybe to, I don't know, to some expenses. From my experience, the Gitcoin grant is like doesn't give too much, but it's always good to have that. And you will have your own multi-sig, so you will have also experience, and I think it's really cool in this decentralized thing that maybe like yeah, we the boundaries are not so fixed, so that you, if you do something, you are excluded from. No, I think we all have agency, and that the projects that are born from Gravity also can look for certain independence, as the same way that we are looking from independence to the TC, still being really tied to the TC and all the projects from Gravity.
Yeah, it would be, I think we see it like something that will complement, and we can like not just like getting funds from Gravity, but because we see like what we are doing now becoming like this big thing in the future, like after the survey is done and all that. And we understand also like we're gonna need a developer. We're gonna need to pay that developer to like create the app or something like that. Um, and yeah, this app will be for Gravity, and like we want to build that in Gravity. And like, yeah. Anna, do you want to add? You have more experience than I do in Gitcoin. You work there.
Yeah, but I will talk to you about this tomorrow, okay? Because I'm pretty full today.
Okay. You want to share here too, in the big group?
I guess
Anything?
I will wrote in the same doc. Maybe we will present the next time.
Okay.
Great.
And I think that making this product for Gravity would be really, really cool, and would complement and would fit in the narrative that we are building. So yeah, I don't know if I expressed myself very well, but I think it's really cool that you want to develop this and from Gravity, and still like being able to fund for additional funding from Google. It's just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Juan, for your support. It means a lot. And I think the last thing I want to talk is that today we have the website. It was moved from Friday because Durgadas can't do it on Friday. So we talked and we thought it was a good time to do it like 1 hour after this call is ended. So yeah, it's like 2 p.m. my time, but you can also find it in your calendar. If you don't have the calendar, I can share in the chat of this call, and you can get access to it. And you will see all the calls that we have for Gravity over there, and the links to the documents too.
Perfect. So,
Yeah, that was it for my part. Thanks.
thank you, Bianca. So, Durgadas, we'll have the website and narrative call in 1 hour after this call. I'm good for that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just whatever works. I think her idea was, not to just go immediately into another another call. That's still, so just to give a little bit of a gap. I was worried that we might lose some people in the European time zones because mornings seems to be better for everyone. But yeah, and I start my regular job in 5 minutes. I just got off my bike and out of the shower, so it's a little tough for me to get here at 8 a.m. But I'm trying.
Okay. Well, if
So
you
10
are
a.m. My time, I think, is good for me. I think. I don't think I have another meeting today, so that's good.
let's do that to work on the narrative and on the website, and we can now add this thing of the app that Bianca wants to develop, maybe on phase 2 or phase 3 of our roadmap.
Well, yeah, I'd just like to say I think that could be a part of the toolkit. Do you know what I mean? Like there could be a part of that toolkit that's inside of Gravity that we could handle. Where we have people who have specialized. Like I know, for example, Aloysius. They have good skills in terms of and Morgan. Like intersectionality and all that stuff. But then on the other hand, there could be like a referral network that then goes, outside that we need to develop, kind of separately. So, we either maybe partner with something like BetterHealth, .com. Like I know they, for example, sponsor a lot of YouTube videos. So when I'm watching like a random YouTube video about different things, a lot of times it'll be sponsored by BetterHealth. So we actually may be able to get, a sponsorship from BetterHealth if we were to integrate with, their external network, as a kind of, that was another kind of partnership idea I was thinking about. And because I know they just, sponsor, YouTube videos, I don't know why they wouldn't, in the DAO space, right? So,
Perfect.
anyway, I'm going to switch over from my phone to my computer here. Just give me 1 second.
Don't worry. Yeah. Also, I wanted to take some time of this call to talk about the work and our bounties. So, maybe Bianca and I will need to have another call to sync on all this. But the way that we organize ourselves is through the work and by bounties. So there are some fixed roles, like the coordination manager, that is myself, the operation manager, that is Durgadas. Bianca has the role of coordination assistant, and we also have the research initiatives. So we are still creating tasks. So if you feel that you've contributed in this past month to Gravity, please feel free to DM me or DM Bianca, to try to make these compensations feel fair for everyone. We've already had some deals. And Durgadas, welcome back. I was going to tell you too that as you are a multi-sig signer, maybe on these days we would need you to sign the transactions from August because Septi is on vacation.
All right. That's fine. You have a link for me? You can
Yeah.
DM me, I guess.
If
If you want.
I wanted to ask also if there have been additional expenses on the work you've been doing on the website. Please DM that.
Yeah, not so far. It's just it's just been my time in the groups, and since we haven't had many groups this month, it's a little bit lower. I think we've only had the one meeting, So, yeah, that's all from that. It was just so hard to get anybody to be in the meetings, and there was confusion about time, and then no one wants to work in August, so like it's the whole thing. It was hard to like get anything done in August. So.
Well, I know that Aloysius, Bianca, and Anna made 2 presentations for Aragon, so that also have an additional bounty. So also Septi is normally the treasury manager, but as the treasury manager is on vacation, I will keep his issue in review and let him say like, yeah, if he agrees to take the full or a partial from the bounty. But yeah, this is to show that we also make this in a very transparent way. So right now there's a lot of issues that haven't been created. So I think sometimes people think that we make the bounties and leave them open for people to claim, but that's not the way we work in Gravity. What we work in Gravity is that after the month, if you worked on something, you can we can create a bounty, and it's like a retroactive retroactive payment from the
Yeah.
things that have been done.
Yeah, maybe we should just have a meeting just for reviewing, that, or write down the policy somewhere so we can find it, that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, and hello Angie, how are you?
Hi everyone, how are you doing?
Hi.
We're doing good.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, are there other topics that you want to cover in the agenda? Anyone can open the mic and please say something if you feel like. Once again, I remind people that today we made this 3rd generation of Gravitons POAP. So it would be really cool if you know or you think that you assisted to 6 of the Graviton training sessions, that you enter to this link and claim. This is the certification of the 3rd Graviton training, and this is going to be a requirement to apply to some of the roles that we will have in our second proposal. So if you don't have this POAP, you can still claim bounties and participate in the work of the different teams that we are going to create. But with this POAP or the one that is the for the 2nd generation of Gravitons, can apply. I mean this one.
Do I have the second generation one?
I think so. I am going to show you.
You just passed it, Juan. You almost got it.
Is this one?
No. Down, down, down.
Este.
There.
This one. Please check if you have this one. Also, everyone please remember to claim the POAPs, because eventually
Oh, yeah, I have that.
when we will launch our token, the POAP will be taken into account for making an initial distribution. It's gonna be really low, but it's going to be more than money. It's going to be governance. So yeah, it's the way that we are tracking the impact in Gravity, and that way we will reward the people who have been participating since the beginning. Okay. Everyone can also access this document. That is the notes that we have. These are the same notes of the 10th of August. We haven't worked too much this month, but we are actively and asynchronously working on these things that are some of the job descriptions of for our second proposal. Our idea is to have 5 teams, and having like 1 lead per team, and having bounties per team, so that the people who participate in that team can also receive rewards for their contribution. So we will have an outreach team, a coordination team, a case management team, an operations team, and a treasury management team. Basically, the treasury management team will make the payments and the distributions monthly, and also will work on the token design. That is going to be something that we will do, I think, for the end of this year or start of next year. The operations manager is going to be everything about what we need to operate, everything about narrative, platforms, how are we organizing and how should we organize. The case management will be basically to provide mediation. The coordination will be coordination and logistics, and outreach is to find new clients, create relationships with DAOs, and there will be like a manager per team, and the other will be like team members. All this is still in work in progress, so feel free to support. And we are also trying to design the second proposal that is going to be posted in the TC for September. So yeah, those are mostly the things that I wanted to share with you today. If there is any other topic that anyone want to add, please feel free to add it. If not, we can start making the wrap up of this call.
Juan, if I can ask a question, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks. So the roles that you're talking about, I think it's very good. I think it's a good move, and I think it's maybe also important to perhaps go outside Gravity. And if we talked about apprenticeships, so that people know that they're coming in to some extent to learn, about these particular roles, but still making contribution, then I think that we can make whatever grants that we can access stretch that bit further, because we've got additional resource that those grants are actually covering. And I think probably the other question I wanted to ask was, do you see Gravity trying to get grants internally from TEC or Common Stack or Token Engineering Academy? I'm not quite sure which. Or do you think that we should try a bit harder to look in external DAOs who want to provide, funding for this type of activity, where what we want to do actually synergizes quite nicely and fits in? So I don't know how you see that. Could you explain for us, please?
Yeah, this is a conversation that I had with the stewards on the TC, and it was really cool because they said that if we manage conflict, what happens when there is no conflict? Like only education, okay, but to provide the service of conflict management, we need to have like a wide net of outreach, because what I have seen is that there's like one conflict in a community per month. So it's not so much conflict. If we have 10 Gravitons, if we have one case per month, there's a lot of people that is not that is competent to manage conflict, that can be rewarded for doing so, but there's not like the amount of conflicts to be a team. So we need more conflicts, and for that we need to be able to receive more inputs from multiple communities, and that's something that should be very done by the outreach team. And it's like for example, what I am trying to do with Contessa, that is a totally new community, talking to some new people, and I think that we will make this second proposal to the TC, and I hope that we receive the funding from the TC. But I also think that we can, with the development of the website, and with all of the things that we are doing, we can improve. For example, what I have been talking since a long time is that we still use the common stack type form to receive the inputs from the conflicts, and it would be really cool if people can access, and the link to access that type form is only shared by us. But if we have this link and access to this in the page, like more people can feel that, and we can grow in that service providing. And we are also trying to make like products, and Durgadas is rocking on that, and so that we can have like multiple offerings, but that connect to each other, and that's really, really cool. Also, right now we are receiving funding from Aragon, because we also have a proposal in Aragon. And they will be paying us from August to November to provide only conflict management services. And if they click here, people can fill the type form. Right now, we only have received one conflict since this proposal is up. But the idea is that as Aragon is doing, maybe other communities can also do the same, and like pay to have this service, and to have the availability of people who is competent and trained to manage a case. So that's why if we're going to have like 10 mediators, we should have at least 50 DAOs like in our safety net, so that we can have like cases for everyone. It's like my thought, but I am not such an expert on enterprises. So it's just the way I think that we can scale, and it's like reaching out to multiple communities. But if
Can I
Yep.
Can I offer you another opportunity? And it's an opportunity that I'm seeing because I'm trying to put proposals to communities. And in those communities, those communities have got programs already running. And they've got, it could be seasonal budget as to how they want to spend that budget during that particular season. And if you're putting new ideas into that community, you need to be able to bring on board team members. And bringing on board team members means that you have to kind of start building bridges across gaps in understanding, gaps in feeling, sometimes gaps in knowledge. It could be so that you're trying to build those bridges. And actually, I think what we do is, you're looking to try and bridge gaps in understanding between one person and another. So if you're trying to build a team, which is the bit prior to kind of submitting a proposal typically, then you can say, and this is something to go back to the TEC and say, look, people don't see eye to eye. That's just normal. And therefore, in order to try and get people on the same page, those skills that I think that we are actually quite good at. So, it could be, I'm a big fan of the, observation, feelings, needs and request process. And that's a really important skill set when it comes to putting a new proposal in front of a group of people who are kind of not necessarily heading in that direction currently. So I think there's an opportunity a lot earlier, in the working group, project, DAO life cycle, where people are in much more of a formative stage rather than the back end of the life cycle for working groups, where people have got stuck, fallen out, got big differences between each other. So I think those skills can come in earlier as well, and I think that's something that would be great to say to the rest of the TEC.
Yeah, sure. That's something that we are working with Durgas as like products, and like one product can be, okay, you have a conflict, well, we can mediate in that conflict, but there can be like a very preventive work, and also all that is something that we can offer as a product, and even a diagnose, like a consultation service, like seeing what are the policies, what is the relationship of power. If also what I think is that we can give a social but a little bit of a technical ideas, because we also come from the TC that is a super technically advanced, and we use in the TC really cool tools. So like coming from the TC, we are not only like socially advantaged, but we are also technically advantaged, and we can talk about policies, and we can talk about voting mechanisms and stuff like that, that maybe sometimes is not only like what you want to do, but also the tool that you are using. So we can, for example, suggest people to have to use quadratic voting for something, or to make a party to set params, or like, and all that connects to the thing of nested enterprises, because as we have like key other people, we can direct these clients to, for example, the common stack, or direct these clients to other people. Maybe we have a client that comes and is having a conflict, and they are trying to become a commons. So maybe after the diagnose and consultation phase, we can say, okay, after the the solution of this conflict, maybe you can receive support from the common stack. I don't know. It's just, I think of us as pivotal points to other communities. Maybe a project, and we can pivot them to Giveth, and having a project in Giveth, or having a grant in Gitcoin. Like, although all that small things that we can advise, and we can like, we cannot solve everything. So we need also, for example, if someone needs a token design, we can point them to the Token Engineering Academy. So I think that what we should do is to be like a really big funnel of information, of inputs from the whole space.
And also, just to create that funnel. So the creation of that funnel means that we have to work out loud, right? So we have to say that we actually do evaluation and diagnoses. And what would be good would be to have an ongoing series of blog posts that could roll up into a guide, for example. So when people first show up, if they're trying to figure out, I don't know what to do about the problem in my community. I don't know what to do with the angst I feel about the problem in my community. What they should be able to do is find stuff that we've already created content-wise that they can go, oh yes, that those people there really get what I'm talking about, and oh, look at that, they have a psychology group, and they have people who are into intersectionality, and they're into, and they have all these different things, right? Because a lot of those people are often left out of the conversation, right? So just having all of that as a thing that we do, that working out loud ideas, I love it, just because that's going to need to be, everything that we do is not just the thing that we do. It needs to be thought about, reflected on, and content created around, and then posted, right? And then so there are three basic things. One is we're the experts. We're going to come and evaluate your thing. Then we have an engagement. So we have a discovery and evaluation, and we give you our evaluation. We charge for that, right? So then we have an engagement process, which we also charge for, but that could be case management, or that could be helping to reform your culture, right? And then the third thing is just this ongoing educational, cultural thing that has to persist over a long period of time, right? So even in the TEC where we came from, there are things for me that I'm sort of unsatisfied with, or didn't get full, like things I'd wish that, people would have heard, or, whatever. And so, it's not always going to be, so you have to have that ongoing, persistence and consistency. And I feel like people should, also value that, right? To follow up and make sure that there's accountability for the stuff that we actually did at the beginning, and the engagement we had, and then following up at the end. So, but that's going to be part of our basic process, for everything. So those of you who are coming to the website meeting, you'll learn about how that narrative is constructed, and how we're gonna make the website on the back of that. So thanks.
In 1 hour.
Juan, if I can just add a couple of points. I want to go back before any voting mechanisms. This is about kind of getting consensus, in the community before you go to any kind of formal vote or formal proposal. So there's that. And I think if we go even before that, if we look at ideation, some communities are more welcoming and more open to people coming up with new ideas. And it might be that in the kind of ideation phase, people would say, if we did a survey, for example, and said, how comfortable do you feel submitting new ideas to your community? And that would be very interesting as a temperature check, to kind of see whether people felt they needed more support just in that area for their own individual DAO. So we could do a survey where we go into other DAOs and just ask, questions of that sort, to find out if there are in fact opportunities quite early on in the sort of the ideation process, if you want to call it that. Which, I mean, I look at ideation, team building, proposals, projects, products. There's a recognizable path. But if we can get in quite early on that path, that could be quite interesting. And I'd love it if that was a product that Gravity could polish and put out there. That would be amazing.
I actually think that would be a part of our initial engagement with the people in terms of discovery. So we say, yeah, we showed up, we're the experts now. You're having a weekly meeting, right? You're having a monthly meeting. You're having a stewards thing. Why don't we put a link at the bottom of everything, and then we make a special point to, and we do that for a month, and then we take the information gathered from that and evaluate it for you, right, and with you, and to understand, what's happening in that, right? So that would be a part of that discovery process that they would be working with us on too.
Also,
So
from my experience, there's something that I like, and it's that it's better to work with DAOs that have certain structure, because when you work with a DAO that doesn't have structure, maybe there's people who still like that doesn't know how much to like their conflict is not only human related. Their conflict can be also structure, within the structure they use. So it's better to go into a DAO that somehow more or less has a structure, and you say, okay, I am I can work with this. But in DAOs that they don't have a basic infrastructure, there's a lot of anarchy. So it's for conflict management, it's always good to have a certain structure within the group before getting to them. It's like the boundaries there are less clear. There's less social agreements, and there are some things that I think that to have conflict management, you need to have at least certain maturity in the group. You need to have a group, and there's DAOs that still don't have like a clear idea or something. That's why we should look for our clients for DAOs that are somehow structured.
Or if you have people in there as a sales process, you could say, oh, you're a brand new DAO. What would really work is if you had a commons focus and a conflict management and trust creation mechanism that give you a better chance at succeeding at the creation of your DAO, right?
Basically, I think it's a good idea. We offer the service of restructure all the DAOs. So I think we need to focus more than a conflict management. We need to offer more services, something related to conflict management, to the structures of the DAOs. I don't know, something like that. For example, content creation. I don't know, but something like that to be more. I don't know how to say it, but
on that topic, I don't agree too much with that idea, because what I think is that DAOs benefit from a really high level of specialization, and if we try to do too many things, we will end up having bottlenecks in our coordination and in our structuring. I think that being very specialized is good, and what we can do is to have like very good nested enterprises and relationship with other DAOs, so that the things that we don't do, we can point them to the experts. Because, like, for example, I can do a param party, but I cannot like I don't feel like I am enough of a token engineer to, for example, advise someone on a token project. And I think that there are experts on that area that are different than us, and that the best thing that we can do is, instead of competing with them, to try to contribute with them, so that we need to be like a really big funnel, but not everything will fall into our umbrella. Maybe yeah, we would be able to redirect the people to the experts on that area. It's the way I think, because yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of DAOs that want to do everything, and I think that's some kind of crisis in their structure, because everyone wants to have their expectations met, and when you like have a really tight focus, um, everyone's expectations can be more in sync around the work that is being done. So yeah, that's why I really want to be focused on like conflict management and trust creation, but we can have like partnerships and partners, and we can then like pivot them to the token engineering academy, or yeah, things, people who are the real experts on that, on like on how to DAO and how to structure a DAO, for example. Yeah, and around soft governance, and there's like, yeah, we are not the expert of everything, but we know that there are experts, and we can point them to you. So we are on the top of the hour. Let's do something real quick. I loved this call, and I thank you all for your presence, because we haven't done this call for a couple of weeks, and we had a lot of work, and we made a lot of progress, and I thank you for your presence. It was a very dynamic call, and we're going to play the card game. Bianca, since today Bianca had the camera on, is going to choose a card.
Yay! Awesome. The fourth one from the left to the right. Yeah.
It says, I ignore expectations and I open to inspiration.
Wow, I loved it.
I ignore expectations and I open inspiration. Open to inspiration. Okay, that's a good message for all of us. I thank you for your presence, and yeah, in 1 hour we have the sync with Durgadas, and we will talk about the narrative.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everybody, for
Have a
joining.
nice day.
Thanks, Juan.
Sorry,
Thanks,
I
Juan.
have to say
Thanks, guys.
one last thing.
Thank you.
So